Hello and welcome to the 205th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by other host, Jordan.
That's me.
Jordan.
What's up?
Where the heck would we put this little thing?
Little shindig. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify Podcast, and the RSS Feed, all linked below. YouTube and Spotify have the video platform where you can see us. Instagram, TikTok, you can check out some of the content we made there. We might make more in the future, who knows. And contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. And yeah, that's it for the contacts.
That's it for the show. Bye.
And goodbye. Yeah. Chris.
Yeah.
I took a trip.
Oh, you fell?
Yeah, I stumbled.
Oh.
Stumbled head first. Broke my neck, actually. I'm dead, as a matter of fact.
Oh. That's why I awoke at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat and I saw your body standing over me, but you were 8 feet tall. It was weird. And you were screaming and your head was upside down. It was weird.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those nightmares before, yeah. But, so, took a trip. That's why we joked a little bit in the last episode about how we record these episodes every other week, but really, it had been like a month and a half by that
Jordan
point.
went on a 500-year-long expedition.
Look, no different. Just, I've been going for 1,000 years. But yeah, so I went to Tennessee, took a trip with Letsy, and then I got engaged while we were there. So that was...
yeah, to me.
No.
Not to me.
Not to Chris, but that was kind of a long-planned thing, and the Tennessee trip just sort of lined up and was the perfect time. So
See, again, you missed the opportunity to go to the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid. You should have proposed there.
I think I would have been swimming with those fish, bro. And I can't swim, so...
You would have been up like near the top of the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid, proposed, and she would have thrown you down the thing into the big tank with all the bass in it.
Yeah, I would have got eaten alive by bass.
And they shred you like piranhas.
Yeah. But yeah, so that happened. That was obviously the best planned part of it. The rest was just the trip itself, which was just pretty cool. It was a very, very nice trip. Nicest one I've been on, definitely. The drive up was fine. We picked up a rental, nice 2024 RAV4, nice rental. I was telling Chris about this before the show. Had a small chip in the window. I was like, yeah, no big deal. And by like the end of the first week, the window had split in half. So yeah, that was fun. But the drive up took us probably around like 15 hours to get there. It was a little rough.
Christ.
The drive back, we had the Ford Escape because the window had cracked in the RAV4. And we got stuck in traffic. That drive took around 20 to 21 hours. That was fucking miserable. That was, I think, the most miserable I've ever been in my entire life, to be honest. But the whole 2 weeks there was very nice. We did a lot of shit. Went to some museums, went shopping. We went to Dollywood, which is after Dolly Parton. And they have this cinnamon bread. And it's basically just like a cinnamon roll, but it's in a loaf instead. That shit, oh my God, that will kill you. That was the best like cinnamon roll, cinnamon bread I've ever had.
That shit would have me standing up on tables singing Jolene.
We were crushing loaves, dude.
Crushing loaf.
Like, dude, we crushed that loaf in like 20 minutes. They love
crushing loaf. I know these people. They love crushing loaf.
Yeah, it was so fucking good. So definitely try it if you're there. The tram guy, or not the tram, what do you call it when they pick you up in the long ass like golf cart things? Is it a tram?
I guess.
It's like
kinda, yeah.
Where we parked, they drove us from there to the actual park, and
shuttle
he was
maybe?
Like, shuttle, yeah. He was like, you got to try the bread. We're like, okay, whatever. First thing we did, we're like, yeah, it was like a $12 thing of bread. I'm like, hell yeah, fucking amazing. Like, oh my God.
Wait, so how big was this thing?
About like that.
For $12 at like a tourist trap is like really not that bad.
Dude, it was not
actually.
bad at all. Like at all.
Did I tell you? I think I told you. I went to that comedy show in Boston and I paid $40 for 2 shots of Maker's Mark.
Yes, yeah.
That was the least I handed over my card with the least dignity I've ever had in my entire life.
I would have just been like, take them back. I don't want them.
Like, you know what? Just pour it back in the bottle.
I'm good, bro.
I don't want it anymore.
I'm good, broski. Yeah, so the Dollywood Park part wasn't my favorite because I don't do amusement rides. I'm a bit of a bitch. So, like, we went there. Letsy did a couple rides. I did the flume. We did, like, the antique cars, like, bullshit like that. The museum part of it where there's, like, a museum. Oh, the rapids, the river rapids. We did one of those rides. Okay. Got absolutely soaked. That was like the cool stuff we did. I didn't do like anything else there.
It's one of those. I don't know if you would plan this when you were younger. When we would go to amusement parks, there would be like a couple water rides, and they would be like, okay, at this time or around the middle of the day or whatever, we're gonna all change, and then we're gonna go on the water rides, and then we're gonna change and come back.
Oh,
and it was like a logistical plan to do these fucking water rides.
We full sent it not expecting to get that wet, and then got absolutely soaked.
I'm always a big fan of the flumes.
Flumes are cool. I was kind of scared of this one, though. I'll be honest, my eyes were closed for like 97% of it because it was really high. I have not done one.
You were getting like PTSD because you were like, I don't know how to swim, so like if I fall out, it's over.
No. So actually, fun fact. I don't think you actually know this. I know Letsy knows this and like my family, but 8-year-old me goes on a family vacation to Santa's Village in New Hampshire.
Oh, hell yeah.
And rides the flume there.
Canon event for anyone around here.
Rides the flume.
I loved that shit, dude.
So it was my first ever flume. I'm 8 years old. My mom's behind me, and I'm sitting in the front. And we apex at the top of this drop, and I go, oh my God, because, I'm 8, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm high in the air. This is an unusual experience.
Yeah.
My mom, who's afraid of heights and afraid of pretty much anything that isn't walking in a straight line, panics, thinking that for some reason, oh my God, translates to I'm falling out. So she full on bear hugs me from behind and leans forward with me to like hold me down. Well, what that caused is when we hit the bottom, her entire body mass smashed my skull into the flume.
Oof.
The entire side of my head just smashed into the wooden log, and she crushed me into it. So I got a concussion on that trip, and everyone was looking at me sideways because I get out of this flume, and 8-year-old me goes, fuck you, Mom, you fucking suck, I hate you, I hope you die, like I'm freaking out, right? So that
an 8-year-old kid crashing out like that is so funny to me.
So I had a genuine concussion. The rest of the trip was like ruined for me. So the first time I ever went on a flume was like when Letsy and I first got together. We went on a trip and I did a flume, and I told her, I was like, you're not sitting behind me. I'm sitting behind you. I don't want anyone behind me. And I fucking like locked this thing like this, bro. I was like, no one's pushing me forward. That was like the first flume I had done since then.
And what happened actually is his mother appeared behind him in a portal and smashed his head against the front of the fucking thing.
So flumes are always a touchy subject for me because like this flume that we were in, by the way, was not like a flume I've done before. Every other flume I've done before was me in the back and someone in the front. This was 10 people. This was 5 rows of 2.
It was pretty like substantial.
It was a substantial endeavor. So we're going up. We get up there. I'm already kind of like, all right, let me lock my legs. Let me make sure no one's behind me, like pushing on me. But it was actually like divided. There's a girl behind us. She's like, I don't want to do this. I really don't like this. I'm afraid of heights. And her boyfriend's trying to like calm her down. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck. And then we hit the drop. And I was like, I had to close my eyes. I'm like, I got to just like lock in. I was just like this. And it's fully locked in, like not moving. So the flume was cool though. But
nice.
For what I saw of it, it was pretty cool.
It's just fun. I to add to this, I'm terrified of heights. I'm really bad with heights.
I thought you did coasters and stuff, no?
I did. Like when I was smaller and I could fit in such things, and maybe I'll get there again at some point. Yeah, like I would do them, but I wasn't a fan of the heights. So I don't like heights when it's slow. Like if you go to Hershey Park, there's the big Hershey Kiss
Letsy did that
ride.
One. Yeah, it just
you
drops
get in this big Hershey Kiss, and it brings you. It's like 180 feet in the air or something like that.
Yeah,
and it spins you around. Very slowly. It's just a sightseeing thing. I hated that shit. I did it because like the last time I was there, my dad wanted to go on. I was like, fine, I'll go. But it's literally like it's so slow that you could get out of your seat and look over observation windows or whatever. There's a bug in here.
I'm fighting him, bro. I'm kicking his ass.
I got on my seat and I was like this.
like a chihuahua shaking.
I was looking at the floor. And then we got back down and I was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, see, that's the opposite for me. Like, I don't like heights in that sense, but I could do that. I thought you were talking about the Hershey Kiss drop. That's what Letsy did. The drop that just...
No, I'm way better. I'm way better with shit like that. Because we're at heights, but then we're at heights for like 2 seconds.
And then you're just right down.
If I'm just like... if you put me in a situation where, okay, Tower of Terror type situation, you're up and then they show you the park and then they drop you, fine. If it's the same situation where I'm at the same height and they suspend me upwards and I'm just there looking down, then it's bad. Then I'm no good with the heights.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Better than I used to be, but like still not great with heights.
That's fair. Then that was pretty much it for like Dollywood though, for like the park part of it. Went to the Dollywood Water Park, which is like Splash Country or something. That was really cool. We did every single ride there pretty much because I like water rides a lot. I'm a fan of water parks, which is ironic given the fact I can't swim. But it's not like you like get propelled into deep waters. The deepest water there was like 3.5 feet.
Yeah, and I mean, then you got like what 6 inches of head above water for you at 3.5 feet.
4.5.
Okay, yeah,
roughly. Like 5 if I stand on my
That's
schlong.
like an average amount of space. Some would say too much, actually.
I don't think you heard what I said. Did you?
I heard the last one you said.
Okay. It's just unfazed. I was like, oh, that's...
I think we were both going for dick things, so
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so that water park was super cool. A lot of good food we had there. A lot of different cool like food places. I did a beer sampler at a brewery, the Smoky Mountain Brewery. Did a little sampler there. I love that they did this. I wish more places did this because obviously it's a brewery. They had like I think 13 options of beer or of IPAs, and they allowed you to do 5-ounce pours of like each, and you could pay $10 to get 5-ounce pours or something. So I did that. And I had a steak. Best fucking steak I've had in my life to date. So good.
Nice. Were the beers because I've had IPAs before and they're all like I've not had a good one.
They were all good in comparison to what an IPA is. Like none of them are like this is amazing.
I'm pretty convinced that most guys who really like IPAs are lying.
It's a definitely acquired taste thing, and like I've drank enough at this point that I can like tolerate a lot of IPAs, not the crazy harsh ones. But, like, the ones I had there were all IPAs that if I could get them back where we are, I would pick those at a bar over, like, any of the ones I've tried that are local.
Like, hey, have this IPA. It's like, hoppy and hazy, and you drink it and it tastes like licking the fucking sewer grate.
Don't even get me started about the descriptions. It would be like the red oak rush or something. And it's like... This is like an airy, light IPA with red oak bourbon smells, and it describes this, and I drink it, I just go, kind of tastes like an IPA.
Kind of tastes like it kind of tastes like dog shit, actually.
Like, yeah, I didn't. One of them said like orange citrusy. I'm like, I didn't fucking get that at all.
When I experience the finer things in life, like a nice bourbon or a nice cigar or something. So he's like, well, you're gonna get notes of this or that, and it's rare that I actually get the notes of that. Like I can have, especially with cigars, like I have a notion of what it sort of tastes like, but like it's never anything distinct. I have a profile that I kind of like, but
yeah.
Same thing with bourbon. Like I can taste like it's a little funkier, a little different than this other stuff. But
yeah, that's fair. We went to a bunch of zoos. Well, I say a bunch of zoos. We went to 2 zoos and an aquarium. That was pretty cool. The aquarium had one of those conveyor belts that you go under the tube, and the fish are all just around you, which is pretty sick. There's actually this fucking guy. I have to show you this because I think you'll get a crack out of it. This like swordfish-looking motherfucker who was just like sleeping there with his bagusi on display. It was the wildest thing. Hang on.
2 zoos and a wet zoo.
Wet zoo, yeah, pretty much. So all that stuff was pretty cool. We tried Dutch Bros. Dude, Dutch Bros coffee, on God, I would drive back to Tennessee just for that. That shit slapped. So fucking good. Look at this guy. Look at his fucking badussy that he just has out.
What the hell?
Look at that thing.
Ew.
It's his little face. Actually, it's his nostrils and his mouth is what it actually is. But he has a little danglers.
His meat out. What the
fucking danglers. Look at him. I'll have to put this video on screen. Hopefully I remember.
Look at that thing. Look at that thing and tell me that that's one of God's creations.
Yeah, honestly. So, so that was cool. What was I going to say about the trails? There was something about the trails. A lot of nice people on the trails. You would just like walk by them. and they'd start like full on conversations. It was definitely interesting. So.
Yeah, I'm not a nice person, so.
Yeah, well, I think part of it was because I was with Letsy. Like we were taking pictures, and someone was like, "Can I take the picture for you?" And then it would start a conversation.
When I had my camera on the nature trail, the nature reserve that I was at, when I had my camera, one of the only other people I passed by, like, it's a big bird watching trail, so he had his like binoculars, and he saw I had my camera, and he pulled me aside, and we were talking about it, and he was saying like, "Oh, there's this bird or that bird around." I'm like, "Nice, dude." Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, have you seen the great tits that America has? We got the titmouse, the tufted titmouse, the American titmouse.
I was like, dude, fucking nice. If you showed me a bird and then a different bird, I could tell you, oh, yeah, it's birds.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a lot of bird pictures while we were there, actually.
Yeah, I feel like it depends. I could probably get through like one of those sorts of things, but I do not have patience for... That's common in the South, I feel, from what I've heard, is like as you go further south, people get a lot more friendly.
In terms of like talking, yeah.
Where I've heard it described where like people in the South show that they value your time by giving you a lot of theirs, where in the North, they show that they value you value your time by not taking a lot of it. Mm-hmm. So like if you're at a grocery store, in New England, you're at a grocery store and it's $39.95.
Now get the fuck out of here.
All right, see ya. In the South, it's like, "Hey, what are you doing today? How's it going today?
Do you hear about the weather?"
I'm like, if you don't ring my shit out, I'm gonna
ring
your
you.
neck.
Yeah.
Ring up my fucking groceries.
I'm gonna ring my Mino. Yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50 with it because like that was the thing at the Dutch Bros. Like so Dutch Bros, mind you, fucking slamming. We went 3 times. The first time wasn't too bad. Second time, it was like almost an hour. Second and third time. It was like
Christ.
Anywhere between like 30 minutes and like 45 minutes actually in line, right? But we had the time. It was vacation. I was like, whatever. But what we did, or what Letsy and I did, was she wrote on the window of our rentals, like just engaged or whatever, because we had seen someone actually drive by us saying just married. We were like, oh, that'd be a good idea. So she wrote that on the window. The first time we went, we didn't have it because it hadn't happened yet. The second time, the lady in the drive-thru was like, oh, congrats, or whatever, and that was it. The third time, we ordered our drinks. Now, previously, we had ordered 2 mediums, and it was like $14 for the shit, right? This time, it was the last day we were there. I was like, I'm getting a large, bro. So we both got larges.
Give me
and it was
large.
$7. And I'm like, so Letsy goes, that doesn't make any sense. And asked the lady, she's like, that's for 2, right? And the lady just goes, uh-huh. And like didn't give us much to work with. So like, that's weird. Turns out we never got confirmation. We think they gave it to us free because of that. Because we pulled up to the window and the entire staff was standing at the window. It was like, congrats. And like genuinely they talked to us for like 7 minutes. I'm like, bro, there's like 100 people behind us.
Yeah,
like,
we got to get this line moving, Chief. I don't
know. My like New Englander is like, bro, what are we doing?
If this happened in Boston, there would be a shooting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some guy would be flashing a 45 at the window.
Because, it's one thing, like, I expect them to be like, oh, congrats. Okay, and then they all scatter. No, dude, they stood by that window, and the lady's like, so when did you meet? How long have you been together? Have you been planning this for a while? Are you from this area? We're like, just give me my drink. Leave me alone. But
my drink, just my drink, my drink,
my diet,
Dr. Tell. How am I supposed to eat this without my drink?
Oh my god. So it was wild. I didn't care, but I'm like, I feel bad for the people behind us. Like, I'm trying not to be that guy, but I'm being that guy right now.
It's that like I said, it's that same mentality. It was like they value your time. They're gonna give you a lot of theirs. We're just different. We
went to the Wax Museum, and they had a experience where you would do 3 things after. It was a 5D movie.
You got to sexually assault your favorite wax figure. I'm ensuring this gets cut.
It was a 5D theater.
What's the other 2 dimensions?
It was smell and touch. They would spray like
okay.
shit.
It's a stinky movie.
So that a mirror maze, and then there was like what we didn't understand at the time. It was like a zombie experience. I was like, this is fucking sick. I love zombies. So we stand in line, right? And we're sitting there. And we stand our little wristbands right in there. And it's like, wait for the attendant. And I'm reading the rules, and all of a sudden it says, no firearms allowed because it's live people. Oh, it literally says no guns because it's actual people jumping and scaring you. She goes, never mind, we're not doing this. So we step out of line, and their entire staff turns to look at us and is like, you okay? And I'm like, I took the blame. I was like, no, it's just too scary for me. I didn't realize it was real people.
Yeah, no, so I understand that because I'm totally that guy where I will make myself look like an ass to get out of a situation. Like, I'll make myself look like a fucking moron if it means I get out of a situation like that.
Well, for context, it was a turnstile, so that's why we looked like idiots, because I'm like wiggling through this turnstile, like, let me out of here.
Let me out!
Somebody let me out of here.
That's fucking crazy to me that they even have to put that there because you know someone shot somebody.
Or tried to, or did something.
Oh, yeah, like some fucking guy... Some fucking hick redneck moron. A zombie jumped out and goes, I'll get him, and shot him. I'll get him. Boom. 5 big booms.
With his set shooter. Saved the last one for himself.
5 big booms and then shot himself.
Oh man. Like, so it's probably dynamic. It's not always the exact same. Like, you could get hit with a foam axe or something, and then someone probably did shoot him. Like, that's crazy.
That's fucking nuts. Yeah, you know some fucking good old boy shot an innocent teenager.
And he starts fucking dissecting him. Like, what the f...
Starts dissecting him. He just fucking...
Gores the kid. Fucking gores the kid.
Cuts him in half.
Yeah. Like,
he fucking draws a sword.
It's the Final Fantasy Buster sword. It's like 8 feet long. He's like, huzzah! Just slices the kid right in half.
What was the best wax figure that you saw?
Oh, Ghostface, easily. Ghostface and like Jason Voorhees and the horror theme ones. They were all really cool, and there's a lot of like goofy looking ones or whatever, like fucking Vin Diesel. He looks like Vin Ethanol 80 or whatever the fuck. He does not look like Diesel at all, bro.
He's Vin 87 octane.
So here's Eminem.
Okay, so it almost looks like Eminem.
Fucking Chris Pratt, a little weird.
Again, almost looks like Chris Pratt.
And then where's Vin Double Chin Diesel? Here's
Oh my god,
he's so shiny. So that one was fine, but this was Ghostface. I fucking love this one. This was sick.
See, that's pretty cool.
Ghostface was pretty dope. Hellboy, pretty dope. That's the original Hellboy. And then the other one,
yeah, it was actually Ron Perlman there.
It was Voorhees. He looked pretty sick.
That's pretty cool.
So the horror ones all looked pretty good. I as you can see, I beefed with Michael Myers a little bit.
Of course.
So I'll have to throw some of these on screen, but yeah, those were pretty cool. Adam Sandler did not quite look like Adam Sandler.
Oh my god.
He looks kind of freaky as fuck.
He looks like Matt Rife.
He does. He fucking does. I will say Ryan Reynolds probably, now that I look at it, looked maybe the best. Like,
okay, yeah.
It looks like Ryan
convincing,
Reynolds. Yeah. But there was a lot of cool ones. I have no idea who this is that I took a picture of Lexi with. Christina Aguilera, maybe. I don't know. A blonde musician of some sort.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of wax figures you couldn't let me around.
Dude, how
I would
could
beat the dog shit out of a lot of them.
Fucking up a wax figure. All right.
They would have like an Andrew Jackson wax figure. Just be like, it's for the Trail of Tears, you piece of shit. I just
start wailing on him.
Start beating the shit out of him.
So,
God forbid they had a Ronald Reagan wax figure.
Fucking drop kick that thing. Yeah. They should do a wax figure of of all the presidents, have like JFK in there.
JFK, both. But his head is missing.
Yeah.
They have FDR, but he is in a wheelchair like he was when he was. They would always shoot him from the waist up.
Oh, and that's why.
So it didn't look like he was in a wheelchair, but he was. So they have him in his wheelchair, and then they got someone, I don't know who, I don't know which president would do it, but he's in the back sticking a broomstick in his wheelchair spokes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, tripping him as he over the stairs. Just fucking flies over the stairs. So that was the most like that was the main stuff, the food, the attractions, a lot of cool shit. We hit up a bar and Lexi did karaoke and stuff. But I think this is by far the best thing from the trip.
All right.
Went to a zoo, as I mentioned, one of the zoos, and we saw turtles. And I guess it's it's mating season for turtles. Have you ever seen turtles mate?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, so
it's not a very pretty process.
It's not very pretty, and
it also takes forever, from my understanding.
Also, I guess I should say tortoises. These are huge. These aren't just like turtles.
Oh, they're tortoises. They're not turtles.
And
different animals.
Have you heard turtles mate or tortoises mate?
Yeah, because there was a viral video back when viral like meant something.
Yeah.
There was a viral video from like 2009 of two tortoises fucking. And it was just this one tortoise, the lady tortoise, she's just eating lettuce, and this one male tortoise is just.
So
they were smaller though.
So this is the sound that I captured. I'll just play it for you. I'll put it in the podcast. He was doing that nonstop. That's the only one I actually caught. He was just sitting there going, the whole time. Bro was, and then in that video, it's hard to hear, but you can hear a little kid runs up on the side of us and goes, "Mommy, look at the turtles!" And she goes, "Oh yeah, let's go."
the
turtles are fucking.
It's like, have you ever seen the video? I think it's a video of a monkey in a zoo. It's a monkey and he's like jerking off. He's like sucking his own dick or something.
I have.
So just watching this, like, oh,
inquisitive,
interesting. Because like, what do you even do in that? Like, what are you gonna make him stop?
Make him stop, yeah.
Like,
hey, cut that out.
Hey, cut that shit. That's a turtle. They're not gonna listen to you.
Yeah, they're just doing what they think is best, you know.
Or the video of two gorillas just like fucking beating the brakes off each other. Two adult silverback gorillas beating the shit out of each other in a zoo, and you can hear someone in the background of the video going, "Where's the zookeeper?
What's he gonna do?
What the fuck is he gonna do?
He's gonna get shredded." So they're gonna just turn and look at him.
He's gonna go, "Hey guys, cool it," and they're gonna rip his arms off and then continue their fight.
Yeah, using his corpse as a weapon.
Like what do you do in that situation? I feel like you just let him go.
For the turtle?
Yeah.
I think you get behind him and you mount him. That's what you do.
And yeah, you start going, yeah. It sounds like a bear or like a lion.
It does,
in distress.
It does, yeah. It was pretty wild.
That's such a good noise.
Yeah. And then the last highlight thing was funny. We went to the tallest mountain in the Smoky Mountains, technically on the North Carolina side. We drove in there. It's Kauai Mountain. It's like 6,600 feet or something like that,
Jesus.
I think. And both times, it was too foggy to really see anything. So
awesome.
That was pretty sweet. That was pretty dope. I did get a sick-ass picture, though. I don't know if you maybe saw it online when I posted it. But I posted it. Oh, actually, did I post it? Maybe I didn't. But I got a photo with the disposable camera of it, and it looks like it's straight out of Silent Hill. Yeah, I didn't post it. Hang on. Let me find it. Wrong album. Bitch, where? Other one? What the fuck is this picture?
You found the turtles fucking like quick.
I'm fucking stupid. It's right there.
That's a fucking amazing picture.
Yeah, this is with the disposable camera, this one. So, I took some banger pictures on this trip, I'm not gonna lie. Like, look at this picture.
That goes hard.
I got that. I got fucking,
This damn bug.
Where's the picture I got of the cars? I got this shot, so I thought this went pretty hard.
That's pretty tough.
I got this fucking dude.
Who's that feller?
This fucking guy.
So,
got some pictures of him.
He's gonna go, I'm gonna steal your picnic basket.
And then, oh no, that's the same one. I have one more, of course.
Hey, boo-boo.
That one right there. Yes, sir.
That's pretty tough.
So, I got some cool pictures. I took over 1,000 pictures on the trip.
Hey, boo-boo.
With my
I'm
camera.
gay.
So. But anyway, that's kind of the summary of the trip. It was a great time. Yeah, it was. I got engaged though. That was the main thing, I guess. Saw some turtles fucking and then got engaged.
Nice.
I actually proposed in front of the turtle.
That would, in a different circumstance, would be probably the funniest thing you could have done.
Yeah. Proposed as like, will you marry me? And then you just hear, oh! As he's moving ungodly slow, by the way. Bro, it can't be that good.
I mean, it's a turtle.
It can't be that good, though, dude. Like,
well, I mean, if you think about it, this thing's 200 years old, and it weighs 700 pounds or whatever. And this thing is probably fucked twice in its 200-year life.
Yeah.
And it takes an hour and a half every time.
Bro had to fucking make plans for it.
Like, he had to plan a day for this.
Weather dependent.
He's going to be in his shell for the next 48 hours like this. The tortoises go in their shell, or is it just like a sort of structure?
I think they have that sort of foreskin head they can pull in. I don't know.
Because I know certain turtles, like a snapping turtle, their body is too big for their shell usually, so they can't retract into their shell.
Yeah.
Only like a box turtle can kind of do that, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of. Sometimes I wish I had a shell.
That'd be kind of dope.
Sometimes I wish I had a shell. I could retract my little my little foreskin neck into my shell. And then I could have a car hit me at full speed.
And just and
just fucking Mario Kart off. Imagine hitting a man-sized turtle.
Your car would be shredded.
It would be like hitting a moose.
Yeah. Probably worse because it'd be a moose but made out of stone.
Like
hitting a boulder. Better hope it's not Chris Redfield.
Armadillo Man.
Yo, that'd be cool. That would be cool to roll up into armadillo.
Armadillos, I think, just being able to be turned into a ball is pretty cool. I wish I had sort of ability like that.
I know we don't have like any cool abilities. We just have brains.
Well, actually, I mean,
thumbs.
If you think about it, humans have the ability. Well, an in shape, well fed human has the ability to run virtually forever. Like,
True. A lot of animals don't.
That was how early hominids, they would hunt their prey, is they would just run until this thing that they're chasing couldn't run anymore because it was faster than us, invariably.
Yeah, but it didn't have as much longevity.
This fucking caribou is running 45 miles an hour, but it can do that for half a mile, and we're going to still be running in half a mile
easily
at our full pace, and then we just hit it with sticks until it dies.
Yeah.
That was common for humans to do. Now, can humans do that now if they're trained and well fed? Sure.
Yeah.
Distance running is like very common with
it's a leisurely activity that people do.
Yeah, like that it should be said that it's like kind of impressive that something humans do for fun is run marathons.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a guy running 26 miles.
Yeah, meanwhile, animals, for the most part, or like other mammals, specifically do things the slowest, easiest way possible to conserve energy.
Yeah.
Even like eating.
So I think we got a lot of cool stuff, but like...
We also have guns.
Yeah.
So...
all the really cool stuff, like animal abilities, it's like other animals have.
Yeah.
Like
give me an exosuit. Let me fist fight a gorilla. See if I can win.
This is why I said about if there's cybernetic modifications you can make to your body, I am immediately becoming mostly computer.
Makes sense. You're not an old man. I'm computer.
I'm gonna show up, and it's still gonna be me, like my personality. And this is the future, so I'm an old man. So. I have perfected my being. I am a computer. And I can punch through stone.
Straight through stone, yeah.
I punch a... Did I get the bug?
I think you did.
I got his ass. Murder suspect right here.
Yeah, you locked in.
Boom!
That'd be 5 big booms.
That's what I would do to, like, fucking oak trees if I was cybernetically enhanced.
Yeah.
I'd just pick it up and uproot that shit.
That's fucking wild. But yeah, so I mean, long story short, that was the trip. It was a good time. Now I'm back in town. It's not a good time, but I'm back. What have you been up to though?
I've been watching you do all the cool stuff that you've been doing. I've been watching it in my room every night. I go, I think there's another bug in here, by the way.
Dude, or he was just knocked out, bro. You hit him with a Mike Tyson uppercut, and he's still like... It's like when... End of the movie, it just slowly pans, and his leg twitches, and then it cuts to black. That was what that was.
Yeah, like at the end of X-Men Origins Wolverine, when Deadpool gets killed, his eyes open after the credits. Yeah, I've been watching it every night. What I'll do is I'll go on Instagram and I'll be like, what's my pal up to? What's my pal up to? And I'll look at whatever you posted. Like,
Yeah.
Man, I wish I was having fun. Let's see. I built a new computer. I don't think I ever officially said that.
No, last we talked on here, you were pissed about MSRP GPUs and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm still mad about it. I just, So you can get them in stock now, like a 5080. You can get them and they're in stock. But you're going to pay anywhere from 40 to 80% above MSRP. So I paid $1,600 for mine.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So then I got that, and graphics cards are fucking huge now.
Yeah, they're not really cards anymore.
This thing is a triple slot absolute unit.
Yeah.
But
it's got to be 15 inches yours when I saw it. It's
I don't know. It's fucking substantial.
You know what? Cut that clip. I don't want that out of context. I really don't.
I have somewhere from when I actually got the.
I think that's the picture I saw on Discord that you'd posted.
It's let me see. Oh, it's when I compared it to the 760 I have. So my 760 is about the size of what graphics cards used to be.
Yeah.
And then I put it on top of the 5080.
It's literally 80%. That's crazy.
It is
and it's way less thick.
Double the size. And it's triple slot. It's fucking massive.
Yeah.
But in fairness, this thing does not heat up at all. I saw because of the way the card's constructed, there's lights, and then if you look through the actual heat sink of the card and the fans start spinning, the lights gonna get cut off by the fans. So I was turning it on. I started to launch a game, and the lights started from my point of view started blinking on it. I was like, "What is going on? What's happening? I'm breaking my new graphics card." And I just look and I go, "Oh, the fans are spinning."
Yeah, it's obscuring.
So it's one of those units where I think my 1080 was like this, my 980 was like this, where the fans don't kick on for most of the time. If you're idle, the fans. But there's even some games that I'll play where that won't even kick on the fans.
You probably just have enough passive cooling in the case to just be okay.
Yeah, I had it set there I had it running Furmark. Just I blasted the settings on Furmark, and it was sitting at 58 degrees or something, which is
not bad.
Egregious. Performs pretty well. And I like to see the little improvements that happen in between me building PCs, where they finally did away with all those stupid fucking one-pin headers you had to do.
No way, it's
now
consolidated?
Now it's just a cable, and you plug it in.
No way. I didn't even know that.
I saw this, and I almost squealed with excitement.
Dude, even when I built our friend of the show, Jason's computer back in 2021, it still had the individual headers because he almost fucking broke one.
Yeah, now it's just a plug. And I just fucking plugged it in. The thing is, there's also certain things that got way more advanced in a kind of frustrating. For instance, my CPU cooler. I had this 360 mil rad triple fan unit, and on the front of the pump there's a screen.
Because why not?
Why is there a screen? I don't know. But because there's a screen, there's a custom harness you have to use. So they give you this custom harness, and granted, I think it's more convenient because they give you just a triple fan header that you just plug all three fans into, so I don't have to find fan headers and worry about that. But
yeah, it becomes a hub, actually, yeah.
It's cool. A triple fan header, and you have to plug in the pump power, and then the fan header into the thing, and then the unit gets routed behind and it has to plug into a USB 2.0 port header on the motherboard. and then you have to plug. There's another cable that you have to plug into SATA power.
SATA?
To give the whole thing power. And the same thing with the LEDs in the front is all SATA power.
Well, I was going to say, that's how mine is, my Corsair fucking stupid-ass RGB one. You got the pump power, and then you have the LED power. Like, why can't they just be one?
And then there's a proprietary connector that plugs into the side of the pump.
Yeah,
that feeds everything into it, the USB signal and everything else. And that was a little frustrating and annoying and stupid and dumb. But, you know, whatever.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. I also made an effort, and I make an effort every time around, is to not do a ton of RGB shit. Because, you know, that's a little frustrating and annoying.
And it's just kind of ugly, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So, you know, if you're one of those guys, it's like, oh, well, I got full custom RGB strips in my computer, and like I on the rim of my ceiling, I put all these RGB lights.
And behind my monitor, and it's sound synced.
Yeah, and it's synced. That's great. That's wonderful. I'm an adult with a job, you know? Yeah. I got other things to worry about and care about.
Yeah, I would do away with the RGB in my computer now, like looking back.
The only reason I have RGB RAM is because the 32 gigs of RAM came with my motherboard, like as a bundle. So you get it. So I just grabbed the other 32 of the same RAM. So it's RGB, which is like fine, I guess. But it's that, and the graphics card has like a little bit of RGB, and the front of the case has like a strip of RGB. That's it.
It's more like it's turned on.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Which I don't mind.
You know, but I built a new computer, and I did all this, and there's fun little things that exist now that used to not exist. The new graphics card power connectors are weird.
Are they?
Yeah, they got these because graphics cards now are these big hulking monsters that take up so much juice. They have an adapter you can use actually that came with my graphics card that fans out this header, plug into, I think it's 3 8-pin PCI headers because it needs that much power. But my power supply just had the direct cable link into it. So I plugged this cable in, and on the back it says it's like a 600 watt cable or something like that. And from the PCI slot, I don't know what the standard is now, but in the day it was you could pull, I think, 250 watts from a PCI. I think this was in
like
3.0 days. So I think it's 5.0 now.
Yeah.
So it's probably more, actually.
Probably a lot more, to be honest.
So you're pulling all that fucking power from PCI, and now I need an additional connector to come in and funnel another 500 or 600 watts into this thing. Jesus Christ.
Do you remember when an entire PC build was like 400, 500 watts?
Where it
was like a high-end PC?
Yeah, where a high-end PC where guys would get a 750 watt power supply, and everyone was like, you're getting way too much power supply. You can get away with 500 watts. Now, I have a 1,000 watt power supply in my new PC.
They should just call that shit a kilowatt.
And that would be cool. Kilowatt edition.
That's what they should do. I would do that. If I was in marketing, get me in marketing, bro.
I bought this 1,000 watt power supply because if I got anything less, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. I remember when I was on PC Part Picker, and it tells you...
I think I could get away with like 800, but I wanted to go bigger.
But then you don't even notice that, like, if you were to full stress the system, it might even start to drop.
Yeah.
Because you're so close. When I was on PC Part Picker, I, like, shit my ass because I was going to just get a new GPU at one point and a new case because, as you know, my case is wicked small. And I was like, all right, I'll just get that, and I'll get the case. That's whatever. But it was saying I would be at like 700 watts for my system, and I believe when we built it, I had a 750 watt. And I'm like, I'm going to probably need like an 850 just to be safe, and I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to rebuild the whole system at this point. Like,
that's how it goes. 1,000 watts. I got 1,000 watts, 80 plus platinum. So I think it's like 95% efficiency or something like that. So
platinum was even closer. I thought it was like 98%.
I think gold is 95. I think platinum might be like 98 or 99, something like that. So it's like very efficient power supply.
Get a fucking copper, and the thing's like GPU's like on fire.
I don't even think they make them anymore, but just the 80 plus ones.
Yeah,
Where they would have different ratings. Now it seems like you have an option of gold and platinum.
Yeah, they did away with bronze. Yeah,
but back in the day, you could get bronze, and then below bronze was just 80 plus.
And you did not want those.
And just 80 plus was like 60% efficient or something like that.
Yeah.
But it cost like $14 to get one.
Yep.
So,
and at the time, the gold was like $500.
Yeah.
Now you can get gold for cheap.
Power supplies cost nothing now. Like I got my 1,000 watt. And I spent a little more money on it. I think it was like $150 for the 1,000 watt. Yeah. And I think it was like $150 for my 750 in my last PC. So,
yeah, same. Power supplies are so cheap now.
Power supplies cost nothing. Storage costs nothing now. RAM costs nothing now.
Honestly, it's just GPUs and some CPUs.
It's GPUs, CPUs. Motherboards actually have taken have skyrocketed.
Have they?
Yeah. My motherboard was almost $400.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god, my B360. I think that's what I have. Is the 360 was like fucking $200.
Yeah, no.
Like, god damn.
My motherboard I think was like $360, something like that.
Yeah, and at the time mine was like the best motherboard I could buy.
Because a lot of them were on the AMD side. Because I got the 9900 X3D, the new one. That came out.
Sick.
So that was also
is
like...
Is that a Ryzen 9?
Yeah. That was also like $500, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Which I feel like isn't terrible because my fucking i9 was like that.
Which... because of the performance you get based on like over a 9900X to a 9900X 3D, like it's another $100 or whatever you have to spend on it, but like
the gain is there.
You gain so much more. It's actually kind of crazy. But I got the 9900X 3D, and I wanted to get, because they have like tiers of architecture that they give you. So like there's like I think X850, and then like the higher end one is like X870. It's like I'm getting a $500 CPU. I'm getting like the top of the line CPU they have. I'm not getting a shit ass motherboard.
Of course.
So I wanted to get an X870, and all the X870 boards are super expensive.
Yeah.
Because I remember, back in the day, you would have like on the Intel side, you would have like a Z87 board. And then I think there was like a Z99 or something like that. And then there were certain ones that only had one architecture, like my 5820K. That's actually in that computer right there, that the corpse of it, the autopsied corpse of it is laying on the ground over there. That is X99. And you could only get X99. And that was it.
Yeah.
But I think like at the time you get like Z79 or I think there was like B87 or some shit like that. You could get, there was a few different architectures you could get, and the same thing with the AMD, but it seems like all of the boards are in that I think range. It's X850 or B850 or something like that. And I don't want that. I want the good one.
Yeah, that's wild that a motherboard is that much now.
Motherboards are a lot of fucking money now. But there's a lot of like conveniences you do get.
Yeah, probably like the consolidated header. That's probably not a thing cheap motherboards have.
Well, it's the same header. I think it might honestly nowadays be dependent on the case, because that header comes from the case.
True. So it just goes over so the port on the board is the same. It's the same pins.
It's the same pins.
It's just that the header jumps it.
The header is just it's jumped out to an actual just header. You fucking bitch ass bug.
Oh, okay. I assumed it was both.
It's just a header you just plug in.
That's
like everything else. So I think that might depend on your case, but like, thank God they finally fucking got rid of that.
Where's your PC actually that you had? Did you sell it?
It's in my room.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was a whole experience. But with the new motherboard, there's also, I think, I have 4 M2 slots.
God damn.
So, and they're all built in with heat sinks attached to the motherboard. So like, and they're all quick disconnects too. So you just like, you flick it up and you go, chink, and you put the PCI thing in and you just go, dunk, and it snaps in.
It doesn't have a screw.
And then you snap it back in.
That's sick.
And it's a heat sink with a thermal pad on it that keeps it all cool.
That's dope.
So I did that. I've finally done away with spinning discs, which is nice.
Nice. What did you end up going for? Did you go 8 terabytes like you were saying?
Yeah, I have 2 4 terabyte PCI drives. or M2 drives.
M2. How much do those run for 4 terabyte M2? Like
I
$400.
think like $250 or $280 each.
That's it? Really?
Yeah, they weren't that bad actually. Because I got them on sale.
Oh, is it like a Western Digital or who makes
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
WD.
Interesting. All right, because I was honestly leaning away from PCIe for my Nets build whenever I do that because I thought they were more expensive still.
No, there was
Or M2. I mean,
it wasn't that bad actually.
that's not bad at all. No. Shit, that was like when I bought my 2 terabyte SATA when I built my computer. That was like what I paid. It was like $200 or $250.
Yeah, it's storage costs like nothing now. So that was like kind of a pleasant experience. Building it was okay. It went together fairly easily. I had a little bit of like complications getting navigating this fucking massive graphics card into place.
Yeah.
It was like I was trying to dock it to a space station. Like I had to, because I had enough room lengthwise physically. I got the case that I had for my old PC. I got a different version of it that's just bigger.
I was gonna ask if that was another Lee and Lee. It looked like it.
Same Lee and Lee case. It's just the XL version.
Yeah,
of,
so
of the
11
one that I had.
dynamic.
Yeah,
XL. I like that case a lot.
and it's a dream to build in.
Yeah.
So I had to like, the way I had to maneuver this graphics card is I had to like get it down this way so that I could get it into the actual like physical
Channel.
headers on the back of the case.
Yeah.
And then I had to like wrench it down. And I had to put in they include a
sag bar. Must have a swag bar.
a support for it. So that's actually built into the case. So there's dedicated things you screw into the case, and then you move it up to adjust to the
That's cool.
the GPU.
It's like my sag bar on mine. Remember that fucking thing? Putting that in.
No, I don't actually. I don't remember. I don't remember much of building that computer.
You remember my GPU literally having to be like to the hairpin turn?
That I remember.
Yeah, and then
that part of it I remember.
It came with a sag bar as well.
Because that GPU was like, getting that into that computer
Shouldn't have been possible.
There was a millimeter of clearance
That thing's nuts.
to get it into that case. We had to kind of like do this and like turn it like at a 45 and like get it in, and then once it was past the lip, we could move it back up and back into the slot.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a thing, but no such trouble with this chungus of a graphics card. This fucking thing that was probably double the size of that 2070.
Oh yeah, it's at least 1.5 times. 'Cause I had a big ass 2070, but it was at least like 1.5 times.
This thing was like, it's ridiculous, but it wasn't that bad to build, and it's fucking whisper quiet.
I noticed that. I didn't even realize it was on, and I saw the lights. I was like,
It's very, very quiet, and even when it's like under stress, it's not that much louder.
yeah.
So, you know, I had to edit the fan curve for the fans I have on the bottom of the case, because I have like airflow going upwards, so I vent everything out the top. So I have fans on the bottom of the case blowing upwards, and I had to adjust the fan curve on those, because if I had it at the fan curve that was there like from stock, they would ramp up way too quickly, and they would be uncomfortably loud.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is this noise? I just hear like it'll start ramping up and go like so now I have it, I'm like, I don't need this to be at 80%.
On the desktop.
we can have this, so I ramped it way down.
Yeah. I mean, all you're doing is pushing the hot air up, so it's really not. You could probably have that run at like 30%.
So I have it like until we reach like, I think 80 degrees Celsius or something. I have it running at like 60% max.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have to adjust that on the BIOS side, or is it? Yeah,
I had to do it in the BIOS. So
that stinks.
I managed that, which is, it's not that bad.
Modern BIOS isn't too bad. BIOS used to suck way more. Even my BIOS from 2019 is like.
I have used dog shit BIOSes before. So like having one that's a real interface that tells you real information and it's all relevant
and interactable, and
you can navigate it properly without having to like know too much.
Yeah.
It's, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
If you want the opposite of this experience, buy an old server and then jump into the BIOS on that. It looks like this firmware on this hasn't been updated since 1986. Like this thing, this firmware that's on here was built with a 386 in mind and then was never updated. Like I have a Xeon in this thing. What do you mean we're running something that was built for a megabyte of RAM?
That's fucking crazy, yeah.
So that's one of the things. But I got that up and running. Things run a lot better on it.
Surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. Certain things I still feel like stuff is being optimized for shit that doesn't exist yet in certain cases. But in a lot of cases, it's just totally fine.
Yeah, it just powers through it. Did you do any monitor upgrades, or are you still using the same 1440p?
I'm still at 1440p, but like I have that big curved monitor now.
Yeah.
So
that's what I thought.
I just use that, and I think is the thing is I don't buy the hype anymore because we've been hearing, oh, this is going to be the card for single card 4K 60 FPS. We've been hearing that since the 980 Ti came out.
Yeah.
The 980 Ti came out, or the 980 even came out, and they were like, this is the card for 4K 60 FPS. And then you put it in that environment, and it is tubercularized Arthur Morgan. It is sick.
Yeah.
And they said that with the 980 Ti. Not the case. They said that with the 1080. Not the case. They said that with the 1080 Ti. Not the case. They said that with the 2080. Not the case.
They really said it with the 30. They fucking sent it.
They said it with the 30. It was a little bit of the case, but not really. They said it with the 4080. It was not the case. They say it with this one, and it's, my understanding, not the case.
Yeah.
So, just stay at 1440. It looks fine.
You're on a monitor. You're not on a TV. I'm sorry, but 4K gaming should really be reserved for either big-ass monitors, like 50-inch monitors, or TVs.
At a certain point, and it's the same thing as, like, the really high refresh rates. Like, my monitor goes up to, like, 165 hertz or something like that, which is, like, awesome, sure. But after, like, 100 or so FPS, like, I don't really notice a difference.
Yeah, like 120 would be, like, the sweet spot. It's high enough, you're not going to notice it.
And it's attainable. I feel the same with, like, 4K. It's like, unless you are a hyper-specific type of person, you're not going to notice the difference here.
I would prefer OLED, color accuracy, and playable frame rate over 4K.
Yeah,
That's my next thing. My next monitor will be OLED. Mark my words.
I would go OLED, but I'm very concerned about burn-in.
You do leave your shit on a lot, too.
And I always have the same shit up is the thing.
Also true.
I would have like the fucking YouTube corner logo burnt into my monitor by like day 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know if burn-in until burn-in isn't a concern, I'll pass.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like the accuracy of OLED, and actually my new monitor has a feature that I just found out how to turn off, where it tries to mimic OLED, where if there's a scene that is completely black, it will just turn off the backlight. But then the second you move something that's not black into the screen,
it freaks out.
Your screen just turns gray all of a sudden because it has to kick the backlight back on, and it does this weird thing where it will light up segments of the monitor. So like I would have my cursor in the middle of something, or in the case I had a movie with subtitles on. And the subtitles would just send this white aura up through the fucking movie. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Finally figured out how to turn that off. Finally figured out how to turn that shit off. And now it's off, and it's amazing. It's a dream.
'Tis a dream.
I still just wish there wasn't a bunch of stupid smart bullshit in my monitor, but, whatever.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it is what it is. And it's still a fine monitor.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got. That's what I've been up to for a month.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
I said it already. I just, he
waited till now. He didn't say a single thing
I
to
didn't
me.
say a single, like when he let us know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like we knew before everyone else knew about the engagement. I didn't say a word.
Actually, Chris, believe it or not, probably knew before most anybody besides my boss because Chris was here.
Yeah.
Or I was here, at Chris's house recording the podcast when I just had this fat stack of cash that I was about to go to the jeweler's after with.
He showed up like a drug dealer. He had this big this big wad of $20 bills.
With a rubber band.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of the recording, or like before it started, I was like, Chris, I can't sit with this shit in my pockets anymore. I got to take this out. And I just slapped it on the table.
He had like, what was it, like $5,000 in 20s?
It was almost 4. It was like 38.
$1,000 in $20 bills.
Yeah. Yeah, just in 20s. I had a couple 50s in there, a couple of them. There was also some 10s.
I see. When I could scrounge up a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already said congrats, but I'll say it performatively on camera so everyone knows. So everyone knows. And you can catch me at the wedding going absolutely stupid on the dance floor.
Doing the fucking worm. Whole place is shaking. Like, oh my god.
I'm gonna be doing the sponge, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. Actually, if we're lucky by then, because we're looking at a couple years from now, Chris will be continuing his journey. He'll be slim as hell. Won't even see him there. Be invisible.
I'll turn sideways and I'll turn
Flat Stanley.
I'll turn 2D.
Fucking Paper Mario ass.
And by that point, because I'm trying to lose weight, I don't drink anymore. So like I'll probably be open to that again because I'm like, well, I can spare the calories now.
Yeah, but he won't have an alcohol tolerance anymore, so he'll have 2 sips of whiskey like me and pass out.
Yeah, because I won't have the big man tolerance anymore.
Yeah.
So I'll just I'll have my normal like baseline level, and then I'll just be like unbelievably fucked up.
Yeah.
I'll look like Jordan after we recorded the Minecraft movie.
Yeah. I was thinking that was Sylvester Stallone.
Which I've talked about, not on here, but after we did this, like the next day, I was talking to some of the guys that went with us, and I was like, "Hey, we, after we got back, we did our podcast for it, and like Jordan went like drink for drink with me, and I was like, this kid could have died." I think.
I was actually chilling, like in terms of blood alcohol poisoning. I was chilling. I didn't get quite poisoned. I was just really drunk. Yeah. And it's one of those things where the podcast, I will tell you right now, if you ever do a podcast or any setting like this where you drink with your friends, you do not realize how drunk you are until you get up. Because like I went drink for drink with you and I was like, yeah, I can tell I'm tipsy, but I'm not that bad. And then I stood up and I'm like, where the fuck am I?
You stood up and you were in space.
Like, yeah, it's like you can't tell when you're just like sitting here at a table. Like the table is your rock essentially. So.
Yeah, you gain a sense of it.
Once you get going.
Yeah, you gain a sense of it because I feel like I'm more in tune. And also it's finer adjustments for me. Because like one drink is going to put me like, it's going to be like another 10% on top of what I'm already at.
Yeah.
For you, it's probably a way different.
Yeah. Yeah, see, for me, I know where my limit lies when I'm out in, like, a somewhat formally gathering, like, with a work thing or whatever. Like, one full-sized IPA that I drink at my normal drinking speed, because I'm just a fast drinker. Like, I'll out-drink anyone at the table on the first one, and that's it. I know that will have me, like, all right, I'm good. Like, if I keep drinking at that pace, I'm gonna get drunk.
I see. Yeah, No, I'm that guy. I get blackout drunk at every work function.
Yeah, the last one we went to, our old boss drove me home in his new Type R, and yeah, that was interesting because I was like, I drank that, and then I think I drank like one more thing after, and I was like, I think I'd be fine.
I think I'll be fine, and you were tumbling in the back.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it right now, and then he drove me home. And he's like, do you feel drunk? I'm like, yeah, no, I definitely am. Like, not like terribly, but tipsy
You look
enough.
like the Rabbids game where you could like hit the button, you could see inside a Wiimote and you could shake it around. There's a little rabbit in there, and then you shook the Wiimote around. The rabbit would
That's
bounce
me in
around.
the Type R.
That was you in the back of the Type R's.
Yeah. Did I talk about driving that on here?
No.
I'll talk to you about it off the air because
he crashed it.
No, I didn't crash it, but to the other story that might get cut, the incriminating nature of it might not be worthwhile.
Fair. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan, big performative congratulations from me.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna give him a big congratulations kiss after this.
Do it on the camera, you won't. So as always, you can find us on. Did I already do this? I don't think I did this. Did I?
I don't remember.
I swear I did. But anyway, you can always find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Red Puppet, Spotify Podcast, and the RSS feed. YouTube and Spotify have the video platform where you can see us. Instagram, TikTok, you can find us there. Also, the email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. That's it. We'll be back.
Piece of plastic.
Yes, sir.